this is my bathroom, and what I did last night is I took this ceiling out because the ceiling's I can touch it. It's too short. I'm gonna leave this here because I can use that for storage. But this wall, I'm knocking this out today, and I'm gonna take it all the way back that way, and then put a window in the back part of the house towards the backyard. There's no light in here either. I'm thinking about putting a skylight in there, but the wall's coming down. It's not load bearing. It's nothing. It's all just, decorative stuff in the house. It's just stuff that I don't like the way that it looks and it functions. In my kitchen, they had the same ceiling that you could touch. Now the ceiling's all opened up in my kitchen. Wall here, like this wall was existing. I put up some plywood and then I used thin set or something on it. And my plan was on this wall was to use thin set and then milk paint so it was a real flat look. But I'm not gonna worry about, I'm worried about how it looks. I mean, clearly that's a decorative decision, but I'm not gonna worry about the decorative decision and just get the wall down and get the walls up. In other words, I need this is going to be a wall here going straight up, right? And then this won't be like this. This will be finished out. This will be a wall, that's going straight up. But that's my goal. This took to get this out. I don't know, it was pretty quick. So I'm thinking I can take this wall down. I'm thinking I can take this wall down today and then take it to the dump tomorrow. So this is directly behind the bathroom. This is what we were just looking at. I have all this insulation, some cement boards, stuff like that I gotta get out of here. And there's room up there that I have storage area up there, so I'm gonna just put it up top. It's not gonna get in the way of me doing the construction, and it'll be up there. And then I'll use the insulation probably in the barn at some point. I got the insulation out. I got some more stuff to remove, but look at what I found. More old tin. That's great. More tin to finish out my kitchen, which is looking sweet. It is. It's looking sweet. So the plan is to take this down, this wall here, take this down today, removing the wood though and keeping the wood. Because this old wood, it's decorative. I can use it someplace. And then here, I'm gonna put in a window. I think I could get a window at Home Depot fairly cheap, under $200, I'm sure. And this opens out onto, I have what's that plant called? It's not kiwi, it's Arctic kiwi, but it is pulled away from the wall. I will still get light in here, which any light on this side of the house would be great. And in the wintertime, I'll definitely get light, and that's when I want most of the light because I'm inside. Because, the leaves are off the Arctic kiwi, so I'll get light in here. So that's the plan, and I will definitely keep this wood, this rustic stuff. See, this was part of a barn. They built my house onto a barn, it looks like. My house was built, the title says 1880, but they built it onto this. Like they built it onto the kitchen area, which I'm using the tin in, and that's much older, like much older. You can see by looking at the wood that is at least 1780, something like that. So this wood stays. This wood I'm taking down and I'm using a Sawzall and cutting this out. It's not needed. Now there's this plumbing vent right here, which I want to do something with. If this is going to be part of the bathroom, maybe I turn this into a closet or something so I don't have to look at the plumb vent. Something like that. And maybe I could use this wood to cover up that so that it looks, you know, and it's consistent. It'll look consistent. Some of my house, a lot of it is going to be rustic. It's very rustic looking. Some of it will have painted walls. So I got it to this point. It's crazy how people were living in these old houses. This, what's that? I don't know. So I got it to this point. It was crazy how people were trying to stay warm back in the day. This had some insulation in it. But a lot of times I'm seeing newspaper, cardboard, whatever they could do to keep the wind from blowing in. Just, I've lived, I didn't have heat in this house for, when I first moved in, it had a furnace, and each year I'd kind of come up here and like put it back together again. Like it always was broken. I never had to replace the motor, but I had to replace a lot of parts. So I was constantly doing that. It was fucking such a fucking drag. So I didn't have heat in here for a long time. I'd come up here in the winter to get mail or whatever, and it would be, you know, I'd have a wood-burning stove on to heat the whole place, and I'd try and stay in one room. But it didn't matter if food, this is the truth, food in the room with the wood-burning stove, if like I had like milk in there, it would freeze. It was really fucking cold. I'd have a coat on, I'd have the hood on with a hat, I'd be wearing gloves, multiple layers of pants, long underwear. It was difficult. It was very difficult. Not a problem for the dogs. They didn't seem to care. I was freezing. I cannot imagine how it must have been in, like, you know, 1820. Living in this house. Miserable, miserable. So to get it to this point, I had to use the rotating hammer drill. And if you're going to do any type of demolition, I recommend getting one of these. Now, if you get a Bosch, it'll cost $350. This was 99 bucks at Harbor Freight. It works pretty good. What I do is I just like put the chisel right up in a crack and like that. So I do that to get it going, and then I bring in the crowbar. It's a fucking bitch. Ow. I tell you what, like doing this type of stuff is just murder on my body. My shoulder's killing me, my hip. It's real tough. The concrete countertop, that was, what was that? Everything that I took to the dump that day was 1,500 pounds. I want, like, that might have been Remy. Remy, is that you? I thought something was falling on me. I don't got a hard hat. Be careful doing this too. I'm constantly thinking this when I'm doing this shit. Like, don't get hurt. I know so many people that have either died in art studio accidents, and that's what I would consider this sort of. That my whole house, I consider an art studio. I'll make stuff in my kitchen. I'll make stuff everywhere. So, you know, if I'm doing anything in this house, it would be, I consider it an art studio. But even if you're working at home, man, getting on a ladder. I was using a ladder in my barn the other day, and it's an old wooden ladder. And while I'm doing it, this is the truth. I said to myself, okay, that's it. I'm done with this ladder. It's wobbly. This isn't good. It's not high enough. I'm getting rid of it, and I'll get another 8-footer, and I'll just keep it in the barn. You have to be careful. OSHA doesn't give a shit if you're doing something in your house. I wouldn't wear a hard hat anyway. I'm known as Professor Safety. Seriously. You know, like using the grinder, but I don't have any safety goggles, so I'm just sort of looking away. Professor Safety. You see, I just once I use the rotating hammer, I can get underneath it, and it all just starts coming off. That rotating hammer, I'm telling you, It works good. It works as good as a $350 one. I mean, well, if I had the money, I'd get the Bosch. But it works fine. So once I get it going, it comes out pretty good. I'm trying to save the wood, so I'm sort of trying to be more careful. I mean, if it fucks up, it's no big deal. But if I could use it somewhere, I will. I like the way it looks. I'll clean it up a little bit. There's some staples on it, some old nails. Strangely enough, I think that they were using this area here at some point. Somebody was. It's like a grow room for weed. They had this insulated and this insulated with that stuff that looks like, you know, it's like foam core or like foam core and bubble wrap, something like that. And then it has like a silver foil on it. That shit, that's the shit that they had on both sides. It doesn't make any sense. You would just insulate this side. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I think somebody told me that in the neighborhood that like somebody that was living here was growing weed. Like no big deal. No big deal. I don't give a shit. But clearly, I don't know how anybody was living here with that furnace. That didn't keep this place. Yeah, it was all right. Yeah, it kept it warmer. It was tolerable, you know. Now it's warm. Now I'm warm. I don't have any problems. But see, here's another example of like, at some point somebody put cardboard up. You know, this could have been the 40s. I don't know, 30s. Whenever. See what it says on it. Oh, it's contracting material, so that'd give us an idea when they did this. Could have been the 70s, who knows. Newspapers from like 1906. Just brittle. Like if you touch them, they fall apart. But they weren't too bad because they were sandwiched underneath flooring. There was flooring from the 50s, there was newspapers from the 50s, 40s. There was a lot of shit in there. This is, oh yeah, asphalt shingles again. Yeah, this plumbing vent sucks right here. I don't know. I have to look at that. Maybe I can move it. No, I'm not gonna move it. I'll move around it. What do I care? I care. Looking at my house like right now, you wouldn't think that I care about how it looks, but I do. It's was dilapidated when I got it, and then I didn't do anything to it. It's old and falling apart. Shit needs to be done. But I do care about how it looks. It's just one thing at a time, you know? One thing at a time. I'll get it done. I'd rather be here right now than the art studio. Come on, Brooklyn smells like pee. It does. The art studio, I don't have to do anything then. You know, it's just one big open loft. But it's the same thing. You know, my bathroom I'll make art in. My kitchen I'll make art in. I don't care. I don't care what room I'm in or whatever. Where it is, I'm gonna make art. I remember one time. That's how I am. I was in New York City visiting Chris Pfeiffer. God, what year was that? 80s or 82 or something. It was a long time ago. I remember we were drinking beer all night, and then we smoked some weed or something. And I started drawing, and I'm up, staying up drawing while he's trying to sleep. He had to go to work or something. But it really doesn't matter where I am. I'll just start making stuff, you know? I have 4,300 videos. That's nothing. That's just the stuff I make that are videos. That's why I bought this place, was storage. I needed storage. I was in Brooklyn. I had a loft that was 3,500 square feet, maybe bigger, 3,750, I believe. And a lot of times with Williamsburg, they passed some kind of law in Brooklyn where they could build larger buildings. So what they wanted to do is they wanted to gentrify the whole area. So Williamsburg, Brooklyn was, as soon as they did that, gentrification, it was almost instantaneous. When I lived in Williamsburg, there was one restaurant in Williamsburg. Now, they have Starbucks, it's one stop out of the city. So I was living there. I had this big loft, and they wanted everybody out of the building. And there were people that fought that. Like, there's this thing in New York City, like renters' rights, and everybody has rights, like that are ridiculous in a way. And a lot of people fought it. I was just like, fuck it, I got to get out of here. I think I did one meeting with a lawyer or something, and I'm like, everybody else in the building was like, no, we're going to try and see what we could get out of it. It seemed like I would still be paying rent. I'd just be paying the lawyer. And they gave me like 6 months free rent or something to get my ass out of there. Something like that. I thought it was fair. It's like, fuck it. What am I going to do? Fight it? I saw somebody from that building 3 years later, and they were still in the building fighting it. And I'm like, the stress of that? Who needs it? It's their building. They want to do something different with it. If they're reasonable, they were reasonable. They gave me 6 months free rent. If I would have said, hey, I need another month, I can't get all my shit out, they probably would have done that too. Seriously. That's an example of man, not everybody, there's, Jewish landlords are sort of labeled, they are hardcore, they're all business for the most part, but totally reasonable. If you just go talk to them, that's it. It's like if you're behind in your rent or something, you go talk to them, they'll work with you. It's an unfair, it's totally racist to like put Jewish landlords in that thing. There's some truth to it, of course, that like they really are a hardcore business, but as long as you communicate with them, I always want a Jewish landlord. This is the truth. They're always like really decent. Like, you call them up, they'll do it. But they're all business. If you don't pay them, they're going to kick your ass out. They're going to kick your ass out, and then you're going to get on a list, and then you're never going to get rented to again. They're hardcore, but I don't know. I love my landlord. I don't have to worry about my place. I don't. I'm just like, it's been unlocked. It's not unlocked. It's locked up, and I haven't been there for, I don't know, months. I'll go back soon. I will. Sometimes I miss it. I don't miss the steps. But I mean, there is sort of like this like ease of living there where it's also has this, it's really sort of harsh. It is. There's a harshness about having an art studio or living in New York City. The rent is super expensive. Food's cheap. Food's everywhere. That's the nice shit. And Beaver Dam, there's nothing here. There's no restaurants. Even if I go into the bigger towns, there's nothing good. Where if you're in Brooklyn, $40 a person, you're eating good. I mean, you could spend, hundreds on each person, but, $40, $50, man, you're eating, that's fine dining. That's fucking, it's like a town that is full of chefs. Where are you going to go if you're going to be a chef or an artist? You're going to go to New York City or Berlin, maybe LA. But there's certain towns that they're just set up for that shit. And that's, you know, the arts in New York City. I just didn't see that I had too much of an option. I was in Kansas City. This is no shit. This is the truth. And in 1 year, I think I got reviewed like something ridiculous, like 20 times, something like that. I got reviewed 20 times. Where was there to go? You know, what was left? I remember saying that to myself, like, fuck, man. Every publication in Kansas City that would do art reviews had reviewed me. See, I have to go to New York City. If you're an artist, well, I was going to say, well, I don't know. Maybe now with the internet, you don't have to go to New York City or Berlin. Yeah, if you're going to do gallery work, you do. Sure. Okay, this is ending up being a real bitch. Seriously. The cement board's heavy. It's a bitch. I'm getting it out of here, though. I'm sick of it. It's down. Simple as that. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. But it's down. This is great. This opens this up. Put a window right there. I gotta clean this crap up. That was exhausting. But it's exhausting, back-breaking shit. But this is gonna be really fucking bitchin'. Matter of fact, the wood that I took off of this side, I might use it up there. Put up insulation and then put it directly over it. Use like blue foam, you know. To say that I have hard water is an understatement, and my toilet looks like something you would see in a gas station bathroom. Totally stained, and then I bought something yesterday to see if it would do anything. I'd bought stuff before, but the stuff actually worked. I'm in Dollar General, so I'm buying more of that, which is called Lime Away. It's a product that they make, or they have made for them. I think it's a Dollar General product. Toilet bowl cleaner. Maybe if I do like 3 of these, it'll look sort of normal. I didn't do it before and after. It's just always been like that. My bathtub too. Like I had rust bacteria. Terrible. I sanitized my well with bleach. So I'll try this on the bathtub too. Let me buy a bunch of these. So it's been about 24 hours. I have it to this point. The wall's down. I have a vapor barrier over insulation. I've finished insulating up there. Now the plan is to put a wall there, right? So there's a wall up top, so that'll be, you know, attic or whatever. I could store stuff up there. And then the same thing is true here. This is definitely going to be storage, so that's going to be all faced off. How I'm going to face it off, I don't know. I'm tired. I am tired, but it's coming along. It's going to work out just fine. This was hard work breaking this thing down. I think I took today 1,200 pounds of stuff. You know, I was going to say I'm too old to be doing this, but I'm not really too old to be doing this because I'm doing it, but I'm sore. I'm real sore. Tonka. Yeah, Tonka heel. Don't hurt yourself. Tonka, you're acting like an asshole. Come here. No. Tonka, sit. Tonka. This is Lola. She's a 5-pound Maltese, and I want to get her to get in the water so that she's not afraid of the water. She can swim. All dogs can swim. They can. Bulldogs can swim. This dog can. All dogs can swim. Trust me. But you want to approach the water a certain way. And this is the way I'm doing it with Lola. Little monkey see, monkey do, and she'll do it. Okay, so she's seen Tonka get in the water. She knows there's nothing to be afraid of. So I'm going to take her over on the bank here. I have a leash on her. If there's any hesitation, I'm just going to bring her on. That's when they do it, right? When they get it. I don't know if I should do it. No, you should do it. Walk into the water, dog. A lot of people, when they do this with their dog, they take their dog to the ocean, and if there's crashing waves, it screws the dog up, and they don't want to go in, and then the dog has this negative response to it. Just find some fresh water when it's warm out and take the dog in then. Tonka, what are you doing? Here. Don't take your dog to the ocean to do this. Don't go to the beach. Your dogs don't like beaches. I'm just telling you, it's real hot out. There's no shade. They're not comfortable. You're not doing your dog any favors. If you want to swim your dog, find some fresh water. By the way, if you're going to have your dog swim, if you're going to take your dog swimming, make sure after swimming use a solution of vinegar and water, a 50% solution, white vinegar to water, and just sort of douche out their ears so that they don't get an ear infection. That's a major way that the dogs get ear infections. She's right out there. That's what I'm saying there. She's out there just chilling. She's cool. But bath time, swimming in lakes, rivers. Right at the edge here. We've already been in though, and she did it. She did it just fine. It's right at the edge where the dogs will sort of hesitate. Like there's a little bit of a cliff. Come on, baby. Let's go. Come on. Come on. You got this, dude. There you go. Good girl. Yeah, there you go. Very nice. Good girl, Lola. Lola ain't afraid of the water. People create this in their dog, the fear of water. They do. Oh, look, she's afraid. Don't just put the leash on the dog and take the dog in. I've never met a dog that I can't teach to like water. Over here. Tonka's the fastest dog I've ever known. Professionally, it's the truth. Fastest dog I've ever known. Come on, Lola, let's go. Come on, heel. A little water dog. Come on, Lola. Let's go, baby. Too filthy. Lola needs to go get a bath. Tonka here. She doesn't mind water at all. She likes it. Come on, baby. See how her gait's kind of up? She's like prancing. And this is the first time she's ever been in a stream. There's Tonka. Tonka, don't eat that. Get over here. No, you're all right. Come on. See how she's not right beside me or anything? She's just sort of like doing her own shit. If I had just the e-collar on her, I would let her run around with Tonka, but I don't have the e-collar on her. Tonka, heel! Tonka wants me to do a retrieve with him. A little earlier, I just dropped Lola off at the vet. She has to get her baby teeth pulled. They never dropped. So those are gonna get yanked out. I'm at Walmart. I want to look at a jigsaw. I'm going to look at a jigsaw and what else? I need contractor bags and chicken for the dogs. I keep saying to myself, if I had a jigsaw, it would be helpful. They're cheap, but it would be helpful. And I'm thinking, oh, Walmart, I'll have a jigsaw. I don't see one. But what I do see is a really cheap reciprocating saw. Look at how tiny this thing is. Are you kidding me? It's a piece of crap. Oh, here's a jigsaw for 20 bucks. Okay. Yeah, all right. Here. $20. I'll get this.
These clips are real old. This is like I took this footage like a week ago. So he's like flying through the weep holes now. But I wanted to put this out because he does screw up in these few clips, and it's important to know why he's screwing up. See how he's acting right there? He's just like, I'm gonna do it wrong. I'm gonna do it wrong. Let's watch him go through the polls again, and you'll see what I'm saying. Just sort of watch him. Look at what he's doing here. No, we're still working, and he has one of these dogs that needs to go to the bathroom sort of a lot, like not a super a lot. He's on a raw diet, but he'll go to the bathroom a lot. So it took a while to get in the rhythm with Leo. We got it now though. See how he's just sort of sheepish acting. See, look at that. Now, why would he be doing that? I figured it out at about this point. I'm like, he's just not acting right. Really watch your dog. Watch your dog. And when they're not functioning as good as they normally would, take into consideration, when was the last time that the dog went to the bathroom? I've talked about this so many times. I'll be working a dog on the street in Brooklyn, and it's been with me long enough that it should be functioning better, and then it's just sort of like just doing lousy, and then I let it go to the bathroom, and then it does much better. It's just that's how it is. I mean, you have to like watch your dog, and if something seems like out of kilter, like he's doing pretty good here. I think I might have let him dump after the last clip, but it's no, still it's the same thing. He's sort of just making mistakes. No, it's pretty good. It's better than the average dog, of course. But it's like look at what he's doing. Look at what he's doing. See, he's not even going to heel. He's just sort of really off, and he's telling me something. He's telling me something, and I haven't picked it up yet. I haven't picked it up yet. He's just sort of screwing up. And I think that this happens with owners too. Hey, trainer error and everything, you can't tell exactly what's going on in the dog's mind. It's a different species. But if you watch the dog, usually it's going to be what I'm talking about.
Before I work Leo, I almost always give him the hurry, hurry command. Get him to go to the bathroom. He just doesn't function well, and no dog does when they need to go to the bathroom. So every dog is different. Good boy, Leo. I saw that. Every dog is different. Some dogs need to... Whoa. No, whoa. Leo. What? Get in that kennel. Okay, whoa. Some dogs might need to go to the bathroom twice a day. Some 3 times a day. Every dog should go out at least 3 times a day. 2 times seems sort of cruel, but every dog's different. So know that if your dog holds it well but has a small bladder, that might cause excitement and the dog might not function well. So let the dog go to the bathroom first before you train it.